Have you ever wanted to feel close to your partner, truly wanted the moment to feel natural, loving, and connected, but then your body suddenly reacted in a way that left you confused, embarrassed, or quietly afraid? Have you ever looked at the person you love and wondered, why is this happening to me when I still care, when I'm still attracted, when I still want this marriage to feel alive? For many couples, this is one of the most painful, silent struggles in married life. On the outside, everything may look normal. You share the same home, you sleep in the same bed, you talk about bills, work, children, appointments, and everyday responsibilities. But somewhere underneath all of that, a private distance begins to grow. One partner may feel rejected, the other may feel ashamed, and instead of talking honestly, both people often become quieter. You avoid the subject. You pretend it was just stress. You hope it will not happen again. But inside, questions begin to build. Is something wrong with me? Is my partner disappointed? Are we losing the closeness we used to have? If this has happened to you, I want you to hear this gently. It does not mean you are broken, weak, or no longer capable of intimacy. And it does not automatically mean love has disappeared from your marriage. Sometimes the body is not failing you. Sometimes it is responding to pressure, stress, fear, emotional distance, health changes, or a nervous system that no longer feels calm enough to connect. In this video, we will look at what may really be happening beneath the surface and how you and your partner can begin to understand it with less shame, more honesty, and a calmer, healthier way forward. And before we go deeper, if this topic speaks to something you have been carrying quietly, consider subscribing to Dr. Liana Brooks Wellness. Here we talk about marriage, intimacy, emotional connection, and private struggles in a calm, respectful way, without judgment and without shame. And I encourage you to stay until the end, because sometimes the most important truth is not only what is happening in the body, but what is happening in the heart, the mind, and the relationship around it. The first truth is that pressure can interrupt desire faster than many people realize. A man may feel interest, attraction, and emotional closeness at the beginning of a moment. He may genuinely want to be close to his partner, but then, almost instantly, his mind begins to check on his body. Am I okay? Will this happen again? Is she noticing? What if I disappoint her? And once the mind starts monitoring every reaction, the body may stop feeling safe and natural. Intimacy begins to feel less like connection and more like a test. This is one of the most common emotional patterns I see in couples. The problem may start physically, but very quickly it becomes psychological. After one difficult experience, a man may begin to fear the next one. He may approach closeness with quiet tension, even if he does not say anything. His partner may notice that something feels different. She may sense hesitation. She may wonder if he is no longer attracted to her. She may pull back to protect her own feelings. And now both people are protecting themselves from pain, but neither person truly understands what the other is experiencing. The body responds best when the nervous system feels calm, but pressure activates stress. And stress does not create the emotional environment where closeness feels easy, safe, or natural. So when this happens, it does not mean desire was fake. It does not mean attraction disappeared. It may simply mean that pressure entered the room and interrupted what was beginning naturally. The second truth is that stress outside the bedroom often follows you into the bedroom. Many couples underestimate this. They think intimacy should be separate from daily life, as if a person can carry work pressure, money worries, family responsibilities, aging concerns, health worries, emotional exhaustion, and then suddenly become relaxed and present just because the lights are low. But the body does not work that way. A man may spend the entire day solving problems, managing bills, dealing with work stress, worrying about his future, or feeling like he has to stay strong for everyone else. By the time he is lying next to his partner, his body may be tired, but his mind is still running. He may love his partner deeply, but love does not automatically turn off stress. He may want closeness, but his nervous system may still be in survival mode. And sometimes the partner does not see the stress underneath. She only sees the distance. She may think, he does not want me anymore. He may think, I do not know why my body is not cooperating. And slowly, the couple begins to create painful meanings around something that may be connected to exhaustion, tension, and emotional overload. This is why intimacy cannot be separated from the rest of the relationship. A couple's emotional climate matters. The way they speak during the day matters. The way stress is handled matters. The way they reconnect after conflict matters. If the relationship has become mostly about tasks, responsibilities, reminders, complaints, and silence, then the body may not easily shift into warmth and closeness at night. For many couples, the problem is not a lack of love, it is a lack of emotional transition. There is no gentle bridge from daily pressure into intimacy. There is no time to breathe, laugh, soften, or feel wanted without expectation. Sometimes the healthiest first step is not trying harder in the intimate moment. It is creating more calm before the moment ever begins. The third truth is that fear of disappointing your partner can create the very reaction you are afraid of. This is painful, but important. For many men, the hardest part is not only what happens physically, it is the look they imagine on their partner's face. The fear that she will feel unwanted, the fear that she will compare him to who he used to be, the fear that she will quietly lose respect, the fear that one difficult moment will become proof that something is wrong with him. And because men are often taught to hide insecurity, he may not say any of this out loud. Instead, he may avoid closeness. He may make excuses. He may stay up later than usual. He may pretend to be too tired. He may become more distant, not because he does not care, but because he is afraid of facing that moment again. To the partner, this avoidance can feel like rejection. She may wonder, why does he not reach for me anymore? She may feel unattractive. She may feel lonely. She may become quiet, hurt, or frustrated. And if she brings it up with anger or pain, he may feel even more pressure, which deepens the cycle. This is how many couples get trapped. One person feels embarrassed, the other feels rejected. One person avoids because he is afraid, the other pulls away because she feels unwanted. Neither person is trying to hurt the other, but both are hurting quietly. This is why compassion is so important. When a couple turns this issue into blame, the pressure grows. But when they treat it as something to understand together, the emotional weight begins to soften. A simple sentence can change the tone of the conversation. Instead of, "What is wrong with you?" a partner might say, "I can see this is hard for you, and I do not want you to feel alone in it." Instead of withdrawing in shame, a man might say, "I still want to feel close to you. I am just feeling pressure, and I do not fully understand what is happening yet." Those words do not solve everything instantly, but they create safety. And safety is often the beginning of healing. The fourth truth is that emotional distance can quiet the body. This is especially important in long-term relationships and marriage. Many people think physical closeness begins in the bedroom, but often it begins much earlier. It begins in the way partners speak to each other. It begins in whether they feel appreciated. It begins in whether emotional wounds have been repaired. It begins in whether affection still exists outside of moments of expectation. If a couple has been living with tension, resentment, criticism, or long periods of silence, the body may not respond as easily. Not because love is gone, but because emotional safety has been weakened. A man may still find his partner beautiful. A woman may still love her husband. But if the relationship has become filled with unspoken disappointments, old arguments, loneliness, or repeated misunderstandings, intimacy may begin to feel emotionally complicated. Sometimes the body is responding to the relationship atmosphere. Think about a couple lying in the same bed after a day of barely speaking. One person turns away, hurt. The other stares at the ceiling, unsure how to begin. They are physically close, but emotionally far apart. In that kind of silence, it can be difficult for the body to feel relaxed and connected. This does not mean every couple needs a perfect relationship to have intimacy. No marriage is perfect, but the body often responds better when there is kindness, warmth, and a sense of being emotionally welcome. Small things matter more than many couples realize. A gentle touch in the kitchen, a sincere thank you, a soft apology, a moment of eye contact, a conversation that is not about problems, a partner saying, "I miss us," without blame. These moments help rebuild the emotional bridge. And for many couples, that bridge is what allows physical closeness to feel less pressured and more natural again. If this conversation is helping you understand your own relationship with more kindness, I invite you to subscribe to Dr. Liana Brooks Wellness. This channel is a calm space for adults and couples who want to understand intimacy, emotional distance, communication, and desire without shame. And please keep watching, because the next truths are not only emotional, they also involve the body, health, age, and the silent changes many couples do not know how to talk about. The fifth truth is that your body may be asking you to pay attention to your health. This is not meant to scare you, it is meant to help you listen. A sudden loss of firmness can sometimes be connected to stress and emotions, but it can also be related to circulation, sleep, blood pressure, blood sugar, medication side effects, alcohol use, smoking, low energy, weight changes, hormone shifts, or general cardiovascular health. The intimate response is not separate from the rest of the body. It depends on blood flow, nerve signals, hormone balance, energy, relaxation, and overall physical well-being. So when the body begins changing, it may be giving you information. Many men try to ignore it because they feel embarrassed. They tell themselves it was just one bad night. And sometimes it is. Everyone can have an off moment. Fatigue, stress, conflict, or even too much pressure can affect anyone. But if it becomes frequent, sudden, or distressing, it is wise to speak with a qualified healthcare professional, not because you should panic, but because your health matters. And sometimes addressing sleep, blood pressure, diabetes risk, medication concerns, hormone levels, or lifestyle habits can make a meaningful difference in overall well-being. This is also where couples need maturity. A partner should not mock, pressure, or make cruel comments. That can leave emotional scars. Instead, the conversation should sound more like, "Maybe your body is telling us something. I care about you. Let's not ignore it." That kind of response protects dignity. And for the man listening, please hear this clearly. Seeking help is not weakness. Paying attention to your health is not embarrassing. It is responsible. It is loving. It is part of caring for yourself and your relationship. The sixth truth is that age and changing desire patterns require a different kind of patience. Many couples expect their bodies to respond the same way forever, but the body changes across decades. Energy changes, hormones change, sleep changes, stress tolerance changes, confidence changes, the relationship itself changes. For men, arousal may become more sensitive to stress, fatigue, health, emotional pressure, or timing. For women, menopause, hormonal shifts, discomfort, body image changes, or emotional exhaustion may affect desire and comfort as well. So, a couple may still love each other, but their old rhythm may no longer work. This is where many couples become frightened. They think, are we losing what we used to have? But sometimes the deeper truth is not that intimacy is ending. It is that intimacy needs to mature. In younger years, closeness may have felt more spontaneous. Later in marriage, it may require more emotional warmth, more patience, more communication, and less pressure. That does not make it less meaningful. In fact, for many couples, it can become more emotionally intimate when they stop chasing the past and begin understanding the present. But this requires letting go of the idea that the body must perform on command. Intimacy is not a performance. It is not a test of masculinity. It is not a scoreboard for the relationship. It is a shared experience between two human beings who both need safety, tenderness, honesty, and respect. When couples understand this, they stop treating one difficult moment as a disaster. They stop turning the body into an enemy. They begin to ask better questions. What helps us feel close now? What kind of affection feels safe? What pressure do we need to remove? What are we afraid to say? What kind of support do we need? These questions open doors. Shame closes them. One of the most harmful things a couple can do is stay silent and allow both partners to create their own painful story. He may believe, she thinks I am less of a man. She may believe, he does not desire me anymore. He may avoid touch because he does not want to start something he fears he cannot finish. She may avoid touch because she does not want to feel rejected again. And now both people are lonely in the same marriage. This is why communication must be gentle, but honest. Not during a moment of embarrassment, not with criticism, not with sarcasm, not in the middle of conflict. Choose a calm time. Sit beside each other, not across from each other like opponents. Speak slowly. Use words that protect connection. A man might say, I have been feeling anxious about this, and I do not want you to think it means I do not want you. A partner might say, I have been feeling hurt, but I want to understand instead of assuming the worst. This kind of conversation can feel vulnerable, but it can also be deeply healing, because the issue is no longer one person's private burden. It becomes something the couple can face together. And practical change often begins with reducing pressure. Do not make every affectionate moment lead to expectation. Hold hands without needing more. Hug without testing where it will go. Sit close without making it a performance. Rebuild warmth in small ways. Let the body learn that closeness is safe again. Also, protect the emotional atmosphere of your relationship. If every conversation is tense, intimacy will often feel tense too. If every disagreement becomes personal criticism, the body may begin to associate closeness with pressure. If affection only appears when one partner wants intimacy, the other may begin to feel used or anxious. So bring affection back into ordinary moments. A kind message during the day, a hand on the shoulder, a compliment that is not demanding anything, a gentle conversation before bed, a shared walk, a little laughter, a sincere apology when needed. These things may seem small, but they tell the nervous system, we are safe with each other. And when the nervous system feels safer, intimacy often becomes less frightening. As a therapist and intimacy educator, I want you to understand something very important. Desire is not only physical, it is emotional, relational, psychological, and biological. The body listens to everything. It listens to stress. It listens to sleep. It listens to fear. It listens to criticism. It listens to silence. It listens to health. It listens to whether the relationship feels kind, safe, and connected. So if the body suddenly loses its response, the question is not, what is wrong with me? The better question is, what is my body reacting to? Is it pressure? Is it fear? Is it exhaustion? Is it unresolved tension? Is it health? Is it age-related change? Is it silence between partners? When you ask the question with compassion, you create space for answers. And if you are the partner watching this, please remember, do not immediately assume rejection. Do not assume your partner no longer finds you attractive. Do not assume love is gone. Sometimes the person beside you is carrying embarrassment they do not know how to explain. And if you are the man experiencing this, please remember, do not disappear into shame. Do not punish yourself. Do not avoid your partner so completely that they feel abandoned. You can be honest without losing dignity. You can seek help without losing strength. You can talk about this without being defined by it. If this video has given you a calmer way to understand something that once felt painful or confusing, consider subscribing to Dr. Liana Brooks Wellness. This is a place where we talk about marriage, intimacy, emotional connection, and the private struggles couples often face in silence, with respect and compassion. And as you continue your own journey, remember that staying open to learning is one of the most loving things you can do for yourself and your relationship. The truth is, one difficult, intimate moment does not define a man. It does not define a marriage. It does not erase years of love, loyalty, attraction, or shared life. But it should not be ignored either. It deserves attention. It deserves understanding. It deserves a conversation that does not humiliate either partner. It deserves patience. And sometimes it deserves professional guidance from a healthcare provider or a qualified therapist, especially when it becomes frequent, emotionally painful, or connected to other health concerns. A healthy marriage is not built on pretending nothing hurts. It is built on learning how to face tender things together. So if this has happened to you, take a breath. You are not alone. Your body may be asking for less pressure, more rest, better health, deeper emotional safety, or a more honest conversation with the person you love. And if you are the partner, your response matters more than you may realize. Your kindness can reduce shame. Your patience can create safety. Your willingness to understand can help turn a painful moment into a doorway for deeper connection. Intimacy in marriage is not only about the body responding perfectly. It is about two people learning how to stay emotionally present, even when something feels uncomfortable. It is about being able to say, "We are still on the same team." It is about choosing compassion over blame, curiosity over fear, and connection over silence. There is a calmer way forward. Not a perfect way, not an instant way, but a healthier way. And sometimes, when a couple stops treating this as failure and starts treating it as a signal, they begin to discover what was missing all along: rest, reassurance, honesty, emotional warmth, medical attention, or simply the courage to talk gently about something they have both been afraid to name. You are not broken. Your relationship is not hopeless. And intimacy can be understood, rebuilt, and approached with much more compassion than shame ever allowed. If this message feels close to something you or your partner have been quietly carrying, consider subscribing to Dr. Liana Brooks Wellness. Here, we talk about marriage, intimacy changes, emotional distance, low desire, rejection, and the silent pain couples often do not know how to explain, always with calm, respectful, and compassionate guidance. Stay with me until the end, because this video may help you understand the deeper emotional pattern behind intimacy, fading in marriage, and what can help couples reconnect with more patience, honesty, and understanding.